carry weaponized uranium.
Roger, Control. Pre-flight check complete. We are ready for takeoff. I'm approaching the radar station now.
Good head down.
There goes one of the hangars. Aircraft carrier is going down.
Sean todos muy bienvenidos nuevamente a este canal, el canal del gameplay. Para no perder la costumbre, hoy les traemos un juegazo arcade de simulación aérea, Game Advanced Strike Fighters, o más conocido como HASF. Este simulador aéreo fue desarrollado por Trickstar Games y publicado por Evolved Games en octubre del 2011. HASF, más allá de ser un simulador aéreo, no ofrece una jugabilidad realista, sino que se centra más en la jugabilidad arcade, como mencioné anteriormente. Algo así como un Ace Combat, pero con el toque mucho menor que a un simulador aéreo. El juego presenta 15 tipos de aeronaves de combate de 4 tipos de perfiles diferentes: ataque a tierra, multifuncional o polivalente, caza y superioridad aérea. Cada uno de los perfiles con 2 versiones de aviones, a su vez están divididos por generación, y abarcan desde los clásicos como el F-4 Phantom II y el MiG-21, hasta los aviones de quinta generación más furtivos como el F-22 Raptor y el Sukhoi Su-57. También presentan un sistema de armamento aire-aire y aire-tierra, y por supuesto que su clásico cañón de 20 milímetros. Cabe aclarar que, como en cualquier otro juego de simulación aérea, sea arcade o no, cada aeronave se especializa en un tipo de misión específica que otros aviones no, claramente acorde a su perfil de combate. Y bueno, hablando un poco de la historia del juego, este trata de Afganistán, una nación ficticia que hace 10 años está sumergida en una guerra civil entre 2 facciones del gobierno, la República Popular del Norte de Afganistán y el Frente Democrático del Sur de Afganistán. Estas luchan por los recursos del país en una guerra que ha dejado miles de pérdidas humanas. A pesar de haberse llegado a un acuerdo de alto al fuego entre las facciones, cualquiera podría romper el tratado, por lo que el sur, sabiendo que el norte podría reanudar los combates, solicitó ayuda a la Alianza Democrática Occidental, y aquí entró en juego un piloto de combate conocido como Razor, que sirvió en la Segunda Guerra del Golfo y posee una alta experiencia en combate con casi cualquier aeronave de ala fija. Estas cualidades de Razor rivalizan con todo un escuadrón aéreo del norte o del sur, pudiendo defenderse hasta en inferioridad numérica. Sin más, los dejo con el juego.
Razor, this is not a sightseeing tour. Hit those waypoints.
Enemy activity detected.
The radar facility on the ground below can detect any NPAF units that approach the border. Razor, perhaps you'd like to test the weapons capability of your plane. There are several vehicles dumped on a road close to your position. You are weapons free to clear them.
Roger. Weapons free.
Stop messing around and get back to your target. Proceed to the next waypoint. The DMC has been quiet for so long our children don't even remember the troubles. They grow fat and lazy on wealth from oil and with Western temptations. But if it weren't for the Western Democratic Alliance's support, the NPAF would have overrun us long ago.
So you want the West planes and guns, but not their crappy TV?
Without the WDA support, we would be dead already. But with their support, our culture will soon be gone. Maybe their price is too high.
Waypoint 2 reached.
Proceed to the next waypoint. Chairman Borzai and his NPAF cronies would have been furious at the WDA support for this owl. God knows what they've been plotting for the last 7 years.
Waypoint 3 reached, Control.
Razor, we're getting a lot of NPAF chatter. Keep alert.
Sure thing, Control. Control, I have reached the next waypoint. No enemy activity.
Razor, I repeat, Razor, we have received a transmission from an NPAF general. This general, Demichvia, says he wants to defect. Says he has critical intel on NPAF military plans. He also claims to have information on the North's nuclear weapons program. Razor, it is your job to get that general into the capital.
Acknowledged, Control. What's my ROE, sir?
You are weapons free. All identified targets are enemy. Repeat, you are free fire on all targets.
Acknowledged, Control. Weapons free.
Razor, there are NPAF mobile SAMs ahead of the general. And we're showing multiple enemy air units converging. Protect the general at all costs. Razor, patching you through to General Dmitriev. He can give you his sit rep.
Path clear, General Dmitriev. Units destroyed.
This is General Dimitrov. Mobilize all ground and air forces to secure my passage.
You should have phoned ahead, sir. I'm all you got.
My knowledge is invaluable to the North. My tactical acumen unsurpassed. German bullseye will stop at nothing to prevent my defection.
You're in good hands, General.
Then why do I see NPAF planes chasing me, pilot?
I have them, Control.
There are air units all over me. Where is this alleged support?
Area of engagement. Saber team, we have multiple enemy contacts. Engage at will.
Dimitri is so close, just buy him a little more time.
Sure thing, Control. Engage the fighter, Saber team.
Thank you, Reza. You are a fine pilot and a true hero of the Asbarian reunification.
General Dimitriev is signed, sealed, and delivered, Control.
Confirmed, Reza. The General is across the line. Dimitriev's intel may be just what we need to unite Asbaristan again. Your time with the SAAF Air Force may be a little more eventful than you thought. Razor, you are clear for takeoff. The runway is yours.
Got it, Control.
Razor, your targets today are all critical infrastructure. You need to destroy these targets without alerting the NPAF military. Ensure you remain below the NPAF radar net detection ceiling. If you are detected before the targets are destroyed, the whole operation will be called off.
Roger, Control.
Proceed to the first target.
On the electrical substation, Control.
Decommission it, Razor.
destroyed, Control.
Copy that, Razor. Proceed to the fire station.
Affirmative, Control.
The radar ceiling.
The fire station is out of action, Control.
Proceed to the solar power plant, Razor.
Roger that.
They've got heavy SAM sites, Razor. Knock them first.
Destroyed.
Your last target is the nearby airfield to shut down their ability to retaliate.
Affirmative, Control. Out of action, Control.
Roger that, Razor. Return to safe airspace. Infrastructure damage we are causing will leave the Al-Qazi oil refinery wide open. With the oil available, we will be able to drive deep into the north and plunge a stake into German Bullseye's heart. Come in, Razor. You're being retasked.
Control?
An allied B-1B Lancer is returning from an assignment near your sector. He's being detected by NPA forces, and they are moving anti-aircraft assets to intercept. I'm sending you his coordinates now. Make sure he gets home safely. They know we are here by now, so you are altitude free.
Roger that.
damage, Razor. Get those fighters clear.
NPAF forces withdrawing. The path home is clear.
Bravo Zulu, Razor. The road to the Al-Ghazi oil refinery is open. Let's drive our advantage home and bleed out the infidel. You are clear for takeoff. Proceed to the north to your first objective.
Roger, Control. Pre-flight check complete. We are ready for takeoff.
Razor, the ground team is waiting for you before they launch their assault on the refinery.
I better not keep them too long then.
Okay, Razor, we need you to stay beneath the radar net until you've taken out the radar station. Once the radar station is destroyed, then you can stick your head up.
Roger that, Control. So what's going on with General Dmitriev? I heard he was thrown out of a meeting with the president.
Comrade Dmitriev is bold. He told the president that the nuclear weapons program should be a priority, not the refinery. So now Akram's nose is out of joint. If the president wants advice, he speaks to his chief military advisor.
So President Akram's wife still has access to the war room?
Sadly, yes. But this is none of your concern. You are a man of action, a man to fulfill the president's mission.
in smoke. Radar station is destroyed.
Good work, Razor. Time to disable anti-air defenses. Razor, destroy the electrical substation. Cut the power.
Roger, Control.
Got contacts, Razor. Sams. Your next targets are the army and helicopter bases.
Copy that. Control.
No aircraft means no air cover for oil refinery.
The Army base is destroyed, Control.
Bravo Zulu. That'll stop reinforcements when ground forces move on the oil refinery. Okay, Razor. We need to capture the oil refinery. Your job is to take out the refinery's defense. Target the refinery's SAM and AA defenses.
down, Control.
Once they're down, take out the key buildings marked on your HUD.
Installation destroyed, Control. Second installation disabled. Installations decommissioned. That's all the key installations.
SAAF ground forces on the move, Razor. Getting a high waterable, Razor. Stay on the line.
Roger that, Control.
NPAF forces closing on the SAAF ground deployment. Codename Stiletto.
This is Stiletto leader. We have enemy units approaching, requesting air support.
Support the forces on the ground.
Razor to Stiletto, over.
Glad to have you on board, Razor.
No problem, Stiletto. Just be sure to hold my hands at any street crossings.
Just leave the dirty work to us, Razor. secure control. Thanks for the support, Razor. That was some nice flying.
Al-Qazi province is ours. This is the first step in liberating Afghanistan from the NPRA. May the vultures pick at their corpses. Razor, your work is done. Get out of there and get back into SAF-controlled airspace.
I copy that, Control. Homeward bound.
Hasta aquí vamos con este juegazo, ya que como siempre aclaro, el canal simplemente presenta pequeños gameplays de diferentes juegos con las primeras fases solo para poder mostrar lo bueno que son o eran. Espero les haya gustado. Suscríbete para otros videos como este. Nos vemos la próxima. Esto es Álvaro Gameplay. Muchas gracias.